In this video, I'm going to chat about our frozen venison inventory and how far a deer will actually go to feeding our family. My hubby and I are very fortunate to live in Saskatchewan, where when we hunt, we can get a lot of deer. We want to make sure that we have our venison all year long because that's our main source of meat. Once we get home from hunting, this is where it all happens. We butcher everything ourselves, which saves us a bunch of money, and it's quite fun, at least from my perspective. We portion everything into different categories. We have our roasts, which include our top round and our sirloin or football roast, round roasts, which we turn into jerky, backstrap, tenderloin, eye of round, shanks, and extras like the rump roast or blade roasts. We turn those into stews or stir fries. Sometimes we even use them for grind. We take the flank and the ribs or any little extra pieces and turn those into grind as well. We do a bunch of it for sausage, so we mix that half and half with pork, and then the rest we use for grind. So I'd use that for meatloafs or burgers, whatever I'd normally use grind for. If you want some tips for breaking down a deer or how to use it, I'm gonna leave some links in the description down below. Now I'm gonna take you down to the freezer so I can show you the venison stash. I'm gonna separate it into the categories that I talked about just a moment ago. I need to weigh it. I would have done all of this work before we froze it, but maybe next year I'll stay on top of things.
As you can tell, full. Down here, full. These packages here, this was full to the top. This is all dog food. Our second freezer here, this is all of our grind. Some bones for our dog. Some leftover elk and moose roasts. So here's our meat for the year. We've got backstraps in this container here. We have stew meat in this pile here. All the shanks for all the ossobuco go here. This whole pile is all jerky. That is our round roasts. In this bin, we have tenderloin. I also have my eye of round and my top round roast. And this one is all of our football sirloin roasts. So I'm gonna total up everything, let you know how much meat we have.
Here are the number of meals that we're gonna get from our venison this year. We have eaten about 20 to 25 pounds of venison already, but those I haven't counted in the numbers that I'm gonna give you. 17 backstrap, 14 sirloin, 7 top round, 2 eye of round, 4 tenderloin, 5 shanks, 7 stew, 60 grind, 100 sausage. And the total weight for our venison was just over 400 pounds, not including our 38.5 pounds for jerky. I know some people have asked, how far does venison go? How many meals can you get out of, say, a backstrap or a roast? I figured out for our family, we have a family of 5, 3 kids, 2 adults. We can usually do about 2 pounds for a meal. But for grind, I normally gauge it about 1.5 pounds. If you want to figure out how many days a week you're going to be eating venison for, I'm going to let you in on my equation that I used. From the day that I started making this video to the day that I'm bringing more meat home was 317 days. So I took that number, 317, and I divided it by 7, which gave me 45 weeks. I then took the amount of meals that I was going to get from my venison stash, which worked out to about 220, and I divided that by 45. So that means I can have 4 to 5 meals of venison a week for the next 45 weeks. I hope this gave you some ideas for how to use your deer all year. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week.